Clear in this statement? The instrument must be unconscious instrument. But it should be conscious of what is being done. Because if it becomes conscious of what is being done, again the ego comes. That I am an instrument. We are trying to do all these things. Then what happens? Two things may happen. You will be where you are, doing your work. You are an officer, you are a businessman, you are a scientist, you are a laborer, whatever you are. You are practicing this, the divine works. What will happen? The first thing that will happen is you will become an expert in your actions. And naturally, because of the egoless state practicing, the samatva will be there. And the speed will be there. Nishkama karma will be there. Am I clear about these three steps? Wherever you are, for the divine works to happen, these three ingredients must be there. Nishkama karma, samatva and kushalatvam, expertise. But these three should be clubbed with egoless state of both the man and the instrument. And then what may happen? He will continue his life like that. He may be there itself. He will be conscious of all this process, but no outward change may happen. Then what he should do? He will continue like that. But Sri Aurobindo says, this kala, in the yoga of works, there are four important things, is it not? We have read about it, the scriptures, the utsaha, the guru and the kala. This is the kala aspect. So, for the divine works, wherever you are, you do this. But it means the instrument, means the sadhaka. But it may too be called to a work which will not only alter the forms and sphere of its own external life. Your external life will change for the better. Yoga, karmasu kaushalam, samatvam, yoga uchyate, and nishkama karma, with the ananya chinta of egolessness and instrumentality consciousness. Am I clear about that word? You should not be aware that you are an instrument. You should not be aware that you are having a ego if you practice it. Yoga kshemam vahamyaham is the promise given by the Supreme. So what may happen? The forms and the sphere of its own external life may change, but leaving nothing around it unchanged or unaffected, create a new world or a new order. That is our destiny. The humanity's destiny. And when you say humanity, you feel we are millions of people around, and we all of us have the great destiny. You don't think about planet Earth. You think about the world. And in the world, how many people are there? Even if you are billions. So you understand, your goal is a new world or a new order. And in one particular book I have read that around 2000, a unsacred planet Earth has become sacred planet Earth. You try to understand this and try to meditate on it. The unsacred planet Earth till 2000 has become a sacred planet from that time. AD. It has become sacred now.
But what about 29 February 1956?
They have descended. No? Now you say a guru was born at a particular date, but his guruism and his guruhood is known after he attains 50 or 60 years. But when was the real guru born? It depends on how you look at it. Got the point? So all these dates have their own world level meanings.
So from 29 February of 1956 up to 2008,
the earth has taken time to become divine.
it has not been able to work forcibly.
Forcibly. It couldn't be rooted properly. That is why he has to leave his physical body. He has not left planet Earth. Neither mother.
Mother also.
Mother also. Mother also. So that is where I am saying we have to learn the various worlds of consciousness. Now, next slide. Next. When I say next, don't think I have skipped. I have already explained you, and I have repeatedly explained you that. Next. Supreme love, will and power. In the integral yoga, these 3 lines of approach give up their exclusions. Now, what are those 3 lines of approach? The work of knowledge, the work of devotion, and the work of divine works. These 3. You understood? This is what we are reading until now. These 3 must be integrated. The Karma Yoga, the Jnana Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga of works. So work with Bhakti, work with knowledge, work meant for divine work. These 3 lines of approach, giving up their exclusions, meet in coalesce or spring out of each other, liberated from the mind's veil over the self. We live in the transcendence, enter by the adoration of the heart in the oneness, and of a supreme love and the bliss, and all our forces of the being uplifted into the one force, our will and works, surrendered into the one will and power. This is Ichha Shakti, this is Jnana Shakti, and this is Ichha Kriya and Jnana. Next. Supermind and the Yoga of Works. Next. Now, in the Yoga of Works and in the Supermind's Yoga of Works, or in any work which a human being undertakes, it is the mind which plays the most important role. It is the force of the mind which plays the most important role, because your thoughts become desire, which is converted into action. So you should know how to think properly. Next. The supramental, I have given you in the first day itself, but I am repeating it. The supramental change is a difficult, distant, and ultimate stage. To become an engineer, first you read for the first 10 years, then read intermediate, and then prepare yourself for the MSET examination, and then become an engineer. Here also, the factors are the same. It cannot be and must not be turned into a first time. The moment we start a sadhana, or at any time of your sadhana, don't make the practice of supramental descent your first aim. It is Sri Aurobindo giving you this advice. Then what we have to do? Next. One must first acquire an inner yogic consciousness. What is inner yogic consciousness? Nishkama karma, equality, samatvam, and expertise in whatever you are doing. Until you have these 3 things, and you know the process of evolution. If you know these things, but you don't know where to go, it is just like driving, not knowing where to stop. So the force of evolution is, of course, the supermind. That is your goal. But you have to practice first the inner yogic consciousness and replace it by our ordinary view of things. So our ordinary view of things, we are acting, I am thinking, the ego must go. The egoless stage, the ego must be annihilated. So this is the first state. Next we go still deeper and discover our veiled psychic entity. You should know the Annamaya Purusha,